Pittsburgh Steelers wide receiver DK Metcalf made NFL history against the Minnesota Vikings in the team's Ireland win. His 80-yard touchdown is the longest receiving touchdown in an international game in NFL history. Metcalf hit a top speed of 21.17 miles per hour on the touchdown, according to NFL Next Generation stats. Metcalf's speed ranks 6th in the NFL for fastest ball carrier in the 2025 season. His 100-yard game had Metcalf feeling like his swagger was back in a big way. Metcalf now has a touchdown in 3 straight games, and that was a defining play of the game. Right now, Metcalf leads the NFL in yards after the catch, YAC, per reception with over 13 yards, and the Steelers have over 700 total yards on YAC this season. It is, thus, no surprise that the Steelers' star wide receiver is happy with his role in the Steelers' offense as they move to 3-1 with a win over the Vikings. Metcalf, the team's top offseason acquisition from the Seattle Seahawks, has taken well to being the team's top wide receiver and is continuing to ascend in the team's hierarchy of players. He is a star, and the Steelers have started to use him just like that. Life as a special teams coach can take funny bounces, almost as if it's an onside kick. Fortunately for Steelers special teams coordinator Danny Smith, there weren't any funny bounces Sunday during the onside kick Roman Wilson fielded with 2:08 remaining in a 3-point game against the Vikings. In fact, it was pretty smooth. "We looked smooth Sunday," Smith said in emphasizing the day. But they had to do it again. The Steelers called timeout just before the start of the first onside kick. That meant the Steelers needed another smooth recovery on the second one. "Here's the deal," Smith said in explaining the timeout. "This Vikings kicker had no onside kicks in his career. None. Played 3 games in the National Football League, in his 4th. This kid was a kicker at Alabama. How many times do they onside kick? Okay? I watch all the tape. Everybody, everything. I'll tell you every number of onside kicks everybody has that we play, what his percentages are, where he's going with the ball, what his movement is, everything. We had nothing on this kid. So it was very smart that Mike Tomlin suggested we take a timeout. It was a great move on the head coach's part. We took a timeout, took a look. We got the exact same kick because the kid is inexperienced and we were able to recover. So there's so much science and so much thinking that goes into these things that people have no clue about. That's our job. Until the ball takes a crazy bounce. And that, Smith emphasized, is what onside kicks are all about. It's amazing, really, Smith said. We play the game 59 minutes and 30 seconds, or whatever it is. There's a minute left in the game, 30 seconds left in the game, and really we're working on the bounce of the ball. There are some people that don't get that recovery, and it's simply the bounce of the ball. I mean, it really is the bounce of the ball, and it's sad to come to that. But really, it comes down to the bounce of the ball, because if we didn't get that, y'all be ripping me about it. And that just comes with the territory. I get it. But it's really the bounce of the ball. We made the play. Wilson recovered both times. So, if it were a typical Friday practice day, he could have left the field. We work it every Friday, Smith said of the specialty play. Everybody has to get 2 onside kicks clean, or they can't leave the field. We work it every Friday since I've been here. So, it was just another day at the office for Roman Wilson and the Steelers. There were a couple of other special teams oddities in the 24-21 win in Dublin that Smith addressed when he got back home to the UPMC Rooney Sports Complex. Asterisk what happened when the Vikings blocked Chris Boswell's 30-yard field goal attempt. It was just a lack of technique by a player, Smith said. It was a good jump by an opposing player. He had great speed coming off the edge, and he did a good job, more power to him. But it was a lack of technique on our part. Asterisk why did Corliss Whiteman punt into the end zone for a 20-yard net with 1:08 remaining? I'm not worried about his net punting at that time. I'm worried about winning a game. They've got a returner back there? We're gonna win the game. They got 1 timeout starting at the 20. Win the game. Veteran wide receiver Curtis Samuel played in just his first game of the 2025 NFL season for the Buffalo Bills on Sunday. He appeared on the field for 20 offensive snaps and 5 special team snaps during the Week 4 matchup versus the New Orleans Saints. Samuel could have a much greater opportunity for more playing time with the Pittsburgh Steelers. For that reason, ESPN's Jeremy Fowler suggested the possibility of the Steelers pursuing a trade for Samuel before the NFL trade deadline. The Steelers could have one more move in them, and I'd be willing to bet they'd at least have a conversation on Tyreek Hill if Miami engaged, Fowler wrote. Curtis Samuel is also a healthy scratch in Buffalo despite making $7.4 million this season. Pundits have previously linked the Steelers to Hill. However, the Miami Dolphins receiver suffered a dislocated knee on Monday Night Football in Week 4. If the Steelers are going to acquire a wideout before the trade deadline, they will have to pursue other possibilities. Samuel is one of the more intriguing potential available options. According to Spotrac, Samuel has earned about $56.9 million in his 9-year NFL career. Calvin Austin III injury could give Steelers urgency to add. W.R. Fowler made his argument about Samuel as a Steelers target last Wednesday. So, Fowler didn't loosely connect Samuel to Pittsburgh because of Calvin Austin III's injury. Austin suffered a shoulder ailment during Week 4 in Dublin. He left in the fourth quarter and received treatment at a hospital in Ireland. But while Fowler didn't name Samuel a replacement for Austin, the Steelers' need for a receiver only increases if Austin has to miss time. According to the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette's Jerry Dulac, that's likely to happen. On Monday, Dulac reported Austin will miss several weeks because of his shoulder injury. ESPN's Brooke Pryor reported Sunday that she saw Austin's arm in a sling after the victory against the Minnesota Vikings. Austin has started 10 of the last 11 games for the Steelers, including the playoffs, dating back to last season. In 4 contests this year, Austin has posted 10 catches, 139 yards, and 2 touchdowns. The 26-year-old averaged 15.2 yards per catch with 26 receptions and 548 receiving yards during 2024. What W.R. Curtis Samuel could bring Steelers. Samuel never really lived up to his second-round billing. The Carolina Panthers selected him at number 40 overall in the 2017 NFL Draft. But Samuel has put together a decent NFL career over 9 seasons. He's eclipsed the 600 yards mark 4 times. In 2020, he registered a career-high 77 catches for 851 receiving yards. He's not likely to return to the production he had 5 years ago. In 2024, Samuel had 31 catches for 253 yards and a touchdown in 14 games. This season, he has 1 catch for 9 yards with his infrequent playing time. But with Samuel, the Steelers would be adding a proven commodity with some veteran upside. Behind Austin on their current depth chart, the Steelers have the inexperienced Roman Wilson and veteran Scotty Miller and Ben Skowronek. None of those 3 inspire a lot of confidence as a starter opposite DK Metcalf. Samuel isn't necessarily a great option either, but he could help replace Austin until the starter returns.